What's up, everybody? Today we will cover eye test reviews of each match of the game week. As usual, there are some interesting matches like the Chelsea game against Wolves. I'm sure many of you are excited about some of the Chelsea assets. And so we will start with the first game of the game week, Brighton 2, Man United 1. A very interesting game tactically. I thought Man United outplayed Brighton. They were better on the day, but they were just quite unlucky because they couldn't get the job done to get the win. Zirkzee touched the ball before the ball crossed the line, so Garnacho's goal was ruled for offside. So that was the case for United, and after that Brighton got the winner after Joao Pedro goal in the dying minutes. From FPL perspective, it's still the same. Bruno for me is still the main outstanding pick because he was playing as false 9 and he was playing with Mount beside him. I thought Mount played well. He was clicking into gear. He's finally looking like the best version of himself at Chelsea. So I thought that with this new formation, Man United played better. And in that case, Bruno playing up front is just a no-brainer at 8.5. Maybe the best time for him is game week 4 at Southampton. So we still have another game week to watch him against Liverpool in the game week 3. Amad Diallo also looks very sharp. I always thought that the main worry for his X minutes is his overall play. Does he bring other players into play as well as Garnacho? That's the main question. But without doubt, he's one of the coldest finishers in the squad in the final third. He got the goal, cutting inside with his left foot, brilliant goal. And the fact that it's actually Rashford who got subbed by Garnacho probably means Amad Diallo might be ahead slightly of Rashford in the pecking order. Probably. That's just my guess. But it's too tough to bank on this prediction because Rashford is still a big household name. Is it wise to drop him to the bench when you've got a good player like Rashford? But, if Ten Hag wants to ignore the household name, yeah, I think Ahmad deserves to be in the starting lineup, Garnacho on the left, probably. Brighton assets, they got outplayed, but it's not a worry because they are still Brighton. They are playing well, very attacking side. It kind of makes the likes of Joao Pedro a really good asset. Many people are worried about his minutes, but I'm fairly sure that he's got that number 10 position nailed down for the time being because no one else can play this role at the moment. The new players still need time to bet themselves into the squad. Welbeck, I thought he keeps impressing with 2 goals and 1 assist for 2 game weeks. So yeah, Welbeck might be the man, but of course there is still a rotation worry because after he got subbed, Joao Pedro could also move into that 9 position. So Joao Pedro, I think, is still the outstanding pick for Brighton, but at the same time, he didn't look sharp before the goal. He only got into the box once he moved into that number 9 position. So I feel like the one who took that number 9 position might be the best Brighton asset. Moving on to the next game, Crystal Palace against West Ham. West Ham got the 2-goal cushion for this game. Got the clean sheet as well. It's a good win for Julian Lopetegui. Probably it's a good win to build up the momentum. And as usual, Crystal Palace, the main guy, Eze, got the shots. He's got like 5 shots throughout that game. Got 2 big chances. Hit the crossbar once. He's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable asset. Maybe the game week 4 against Leicester is the perfect timing for him. And for the clean sheet potential for the likes of owners for Munoz and also Dean Henderson, probably their defense gets worsened because there's no Joachim Anderson. He left for Fulham. Mark Gahey also seems to be giving this lap of goodbye to the fans after the match. So he's probably leaving to Newcastle. So if Palace are without Joachim Anderson and Gahey, I think the defense will just get worse and worse. That's just my opinion. And also West Ham also look very good, look very attacking too. Kudus is the sharpest player on the pitch, but Jared Bowen is just more clinical. Bowen is not that involved in the overall build-up play. Kudus is more involved, but Bowen, every time he gets the ball in the final third, he just looks more clinical, and he got the goal too. And also, the second half change helps Bowen very much because Aaron Wan-Bissaka replaced Vladimir Sofal, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka just looks like prime Cafu at West Ham, and it just helps Bowen so much. And also the fact that West Ham have very good progressive passers in the backline, such as Max Gilman, Jean-Claire Todibo. I think this will help West Ham build up play and create more chances for the attacking lineup. So it will help the likes of Kudus, Bowen, and also Niklas Füllkrug. I thought Füllkrug impressed. He got many shots away once he came on for Mikel Antonio. I think he's just waiting for the time to be the first choice. He should be first choice ahead of Antonio, in my opinion. So yeah, it's interesting because West Ham, I think, with the progressive passes in the backline, they're just shaping up to be a really good attacking unit. But I think we have a few more game weeks to monitor before the fixtures start getting better for them. And also the next game, Fulham versus Leicester. Emil Smith-Rowe, he got the goal, very intelligent movement, and also very cool finishing with the left foot. And ESR, I think, alongside Rodrigo Muniz, are the best picks for Fulham. Defensively, Anthony Robinson also got the assist. And yeah, Fulham is just a solid pick. Their sets are not that expensive, but they have a good potential to get you some points. Leicester, on the other hand, were very poor. Vardy, I got him for this game week, and yeah, it was a bad choice, to be honest. And I thought Leicester looked very poor. I thought I was banking on Vardy on the counter attack most of the time, but Leicester just couldn't get out of Fulham pressing, and the likes of Bonanote, Fatau, they couldn't create the chances for Vardy. So yeah, I'm just looking to bench Vardy anyway. So it's not really that big of a problem for me. But yeah, I'm looking to shift out Vardy as soon as possible. The next game, Man City versus Ipswich. Haaland got the hat-trick. Congratulations to the captainers, and especially the triple captainers as well. It's a good choice. Savio, 2 assists. I thought he looked like an imitation of Riyad Mahrez. So similar, but this is Savio, just a different player. And he got 2 assists. Very diligent in pressing. He's also very silky, taking the ball, taking the defenders on. But I'm just waiting to see more of him in the attacking output, like the assists, the key passes. Yeah, I just want to see him more before I'm willing to consider him. Kevin De Bruyne also surprised with a very good performance. 1 goal and 1 assist. He looked very, very sharp. Kevin De Bruyne. There's no Foden. So maybe if Foden misses the next game, KDB could be an option too. And also Rico Lewis was very unlucky. He hit the crossbar once and he didn't get the clean sheet. And it's a worry now because yeah, Kyle Walker might get back into the team. And Ipswich, I thought Ben Johnson and Leif Davis, I think, are probably the two best picks. Smodic is also one to consider, playing just behind Liam Delap, the striker. And Ben Johnson got the assist. And yeah, playing the wing back. He has a good run of fixtures now, so he's a playable option, probably. I have him on the bench, and he could cover for the likes of Hall or Pedro Porro. And also the next one, Spurs versus Everton. Everton had a makeshift defense. Many defenders are out injured, so I think that's the main reason why Son got the brace. The first goal is a gift by Jordan Pickford, and the second goal he's just at his clinical best on the counter attack, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Yeah, it's very hard not to bet on Son in that situation. He's very clinical. He's probably average player in the build-up phase, but every time he gets the ball in the box, yeah, you can count on him to score the goal. Kulusevski also plays alongside Madison as one of the number 10s, and maybe in the easier games, Ange Postecoglou might opt for this formation, Kulusevski and Madison, Bissouma behind them, because I thought Kulusevski is a better player centrally rather than out wide. He has a good physicality to play centrally, so maybe Kulusevski, being one of the better players during pre-season, could play a more central role in the central areas alongside Madison. And if he does, then he can be a good option in the future. The next game, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. This is Morgan Rogers' show. The way he just takes the ball, he just bullied Thomas Partey and Declan Rice yesterday, and it was unbelievable. It was not an easy task to bully one of Partey or Declan Rice, but the fact that he just did them both is just miraculous. And I thought from that performance alone, he deserves to be a starter alongside Ollie Watkins. And Rogers also, once he gets forward, he can take a few shots too. We've seen him score a goal from outside the box. He's got good finishing skills, and he's not shy to take a few shots. Ollie Watkins, on the other hand, I thought for the past two games now, he looked kind of poor. He looked a bit off. Maybe his mind is still in the Euros, because he got two big chances. The one laid off by Morgan Rogers, he just need to stick the ball into the net, but his shot was wide. And then an open goal, Raya was down, and he still headed the ball straight to David Raya. Very poor finishing on both occasions. But now for Villa, they have good run of fixtures, so maybe Watkins is still a good punt, but maybe just a little bit more expensive because he doesn't really look sharp as a 9 million forward now. For Arsenal, I think they were quite lucky to get a clean sheet. The likes of Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White, David Raya too. Their owners were very lucky because Watkins missed two big chances, and basically David Raya saved the day for them. So it was a good clean sheet for Arsenal. And also Bukayo Saka got the assist again for Thomas Partey's goal. As usual, he looks like the most dangerous Arsenal player. And the interesting one is Leandro Trossard. I thought he was impressive coming on. He was an excellent impact sub player. So probably he will start the next game ahead of Martinelli, and probably he will start the next few games too. And this makes him quite an interesting FPL punt if you want to go there. The next one, Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Evan Nielsen looks bright, replacing Dominic Solanke. He got a few shots away too. Looked very sharp in his finishing. He still didn't get the goal, but he looks very lively. He looks very confident in the new environment. And I was quite surprised that he was actually in the Brazil's Copa America squad this year. So from that alone, that means Brazil rates him highly. So maybe he's a good 6 million playing in a good attacking setup like Bournemouth. Semenyo is also playing well as a provider. So yeah, I think with the way Bournemouth are playing, Adoni Iraola is a very attacking manager. Semenyo a good provider. Yeah, Evan Nilsson could be a good shout for the forward option. And for Newcastle, they were very poor in the first half. They got a very boring midfield like Longstaff. Bruno Guimaraes is an excellent player, but Longstaff and Joe Linton, I thought it was two defensive picks in midfield. So they lacked creativity in the first half. But in the second half, Newcastle got better with attacking subs like Lewis Hall, Harvey Barnes, Trippier. These three players changed the flow of the game. They were much more attacking. And once Barnes played in the second half, he played on the left, Gordon played on the right. And I thought Gordon played better on the right with Trippier supporting him in behind. So based on this second half performance, this could probably mean Jacob Murphy out of the starting lineup. And this probably means Barnes at left wing and Gordon on the right to facilitate Barnes. Maybe. And then Barnes got the goal from this right wing position. He sneaked in at the far post and he got the goal and 3 bonus points. And also now moving on to one of the biggest games of the game week, which is Wolves 2, Chelsea 6. Let's talk briefly about Wolves. Mateus Cunha looks very sharp. He got the goal and he's probably the best Wolves option when the fixtures turn for them. But the thing about Cunha is he often plays as a 10 behind the main forward, who is Strand Larsen. So that's probably the downside of having Cunha, but he looks very sharp and he looks like the main player. And moving on to the Chelsea assets, Enzo Maresca ball is finally clicking into gear. The way they bypass the Wolves pressing is just miraculous, unbelievable. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, these two are playing out of their skin yesterday. They moved the ball out of the press very quickly and effectively. And that's why the likes of Palmer, Madueke got the joy. Nkunku is probably the main talking point because he was absent. And I'm not sure about Nkunku, whether he will start the next games. Because maybe this game he sits out because he played against Servette. Maybe he got rested by Enzo Maresca. That's probably the case. Or maybe he has another thinking. Maybe he doesn't want to play Nkunku anymore because he just has more options like Pedro Neto. I thought Pedro Neto on the counter-attack is a better player, is a more pacey player than Nkunku. Neto also has the end product. So Neto is obviously a main worry for Nkunku. And on the right, Madueke also got the hat-trick. And I'm not sure what to take. Obviously, Madueke looks very sharp, and obviously he will take a lot of confidence from this hat-trick performance. But I think this is also helped by the fact that he's playing against Aid Nouri, who is giving him so much space one-on-one, and he was just all over the place. He got subbed in the second half. So, yeah, I don't think Madueke is a straight go-to option from now on, although he got the 3 goals. But if you want to take a punt on him for the short term, yeah, why not? But if you just want certainty, if you don't like to take risks, then just go for Palmer. I know 10.5 is a bit expensive, but he will always be central to everything Chelsea does. He always plays centrally. Even if he plays on the right, he will drift centrally. Against Wolves, he played again in the number 10 position, and I think this is his best position. If he keeps on playing, I think he is probably better than even Mohamed Salah and Bukayo Saka, perhaps. He got 1 goal and 3 assists. And I thought his combination with Madueke, I think he's developing this relationship with Madueke. And also Joao Felix, he got the goal, debut goal, playing centrally as a 10 behind Palmer when these two are playing together. So I'm not sure if this is the formation that Maresca will stick for the near future. Palmer as a false 9, Joao Felix as a 10. Probably it makes more sense if they interchange. Maybe Palmer as a 10 and Joao Felix as a false 9. Because I think Joao Felix strikes me more as a striker than Palmer. More like an Nkunku, for example. But he showed good finishing when he converted Neto's cross for the goal. So yeah, I'm monitoring Joao Felix because I like him as a 6.5 million midfielder. But the main problem, just like for other Chelsea players, rotation. And then the last game, Liverpool versus Brentford, Salah got the goal, very good finishing. But actually before the goal, I observed that Salah was a bit wider as expected because Brentford set up a low block, and in that circumstance, then Salah would move wider to spread the pitch as apart as possible. Trent Alexander-Arnold was also unlucky with only 6 points. He created 1 big chance to Jota, who was also unlucky not to convert that. His shot was blocked in the last minute. But if he scores that goal, he will get a haul. So yeah, for me, Salah is still the best asset. But the question is he still worth 12.5? Probably yes. But for me, yeah, I would still go for Jota because I think he's still racking up the big chances in these matches against low blocks. Brentford, obviously, there's little to talk about except that Mbumo is the best option now that Ivan Toney is out. They didn't really trouble Liverpool on the counter too much, but I thought the long balls and the set pieces cost Liverpool and Alisson some trouble. But yeah, Mbumo could be a decent option once Brentford's fixtures turn for the better. Okay guys, that's all for this video for the eye test review. I hope you enjoyed. I didn't include Southampton versus Nottingham Forest because there is very little to talk about there, other than Adam Armstrong got subbed off in the 70th minute, and maybe not going for him is a good idea right now because there is Cameron Archer behind him. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe as usual. I will keep uploading more and more content in the next game weeks. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next game week.